Hello everybody, welcome to yet another video. Today's topic is best way to get a PhD in biotech in India as well as in USA. Question is, why pursue PhD in biotechnology? Well, the possibilities in biotechnology, they are immense. Whether it is in the medical field or agriculture, the technology has developed a lot in the coming times. Biotechnology has applications in many industries. Professions can choose to work for a variety of organizations, including government agencies, private companies, regulatory bodies, or clinical laboratories. The scope of this field is expected to increase in future. Just as there will be development in technology, there will be many employment opportunities in this field as well. The candidates will have multiple career options. Besides pursuing a career in biotechnology, students can also make a career in the IT industry. The candidates can also turn entrepreneurs. The course gives you the ability to start your own research lab. You can become a professor in the universities and can become a research scientist as well. So you see, there are huge job opportunities. It's a very in-demand course. They have high starting salaries once you have completed PhD, and obviously there will be a demand to grow in future. Coming to PhD biotechnology in India, the admission process. Admission to the PhD biotechnology will be done according to the marks scored in the entrance examination. So first step is that you have to apply for it. You have to file up the application form for that entrance examination. Once you have successfully submitted the application form, you may proceed with the further steps. So some of the most popular types of entrance exams, PhD biotechnology entrance exams in India, CSIR NET, UGC NET, etc. GATE, GPAT, qualified students will also be considered for admission to PhD. They will not have to appear for any entrance exam separately. So the next step is, most of the universities, they will accept students based on the marks which is scored by them in the entrance exam. The cutoff of the entrance exam will be determined by the conducting board, how many students are appearing or not. Sometimes you may have a separate exam for the institute you're applying for. Third will be, you have to, once you qualify the exam, you have to apply for the interview, where some colleges, they will conduct this personal interview group discussions. The candidates will be shortlisted based on their performance in this interview. Last step is enrollment. The final stage of the admission process is being admitted to the college or institute. For that, you will need to be submitting all the required documents and pay the admission charges. In case you've got scholarship, then that process is also, you have to apply for scholarship. Let's check on the eligibility criteria. The candidates must complete their post-graduation in biotechnology or bioinformatics or any other relevant discipline, but from a recognized board or university. What are the marks requirements? Minimum 50 to 55% aggregate marks or 6.75 CGPA on a 10-point scale should be scored at the post-graduation level to be eligible for this course. They should also clear the entrance examination, which I mentioned, CSIR UGC NET, DBT JRF, ICMR JRF, also they can apply for. The candidate should be currently employed in the relevant field with a research experience of minimum 2 years. So that can be taken for from the master's course also, whatever project works you have done. So how to prepare for the PhD biotechnology entrance exam? Yes, initially you need to know the exact syllabus and pattern of the exam. And the syllabus is huge. So try to start preparing yourself for the exam a few months ago. Next is, you should make a list of subjects and prioritize them based on the marks allocated to them. And after that, create a timetable with the distribution of subjects and study the subjects according to the marks. If you are clueless from where to start, Biotechnica is always there at your rescue. We have the new session starting up in the new year. Do check them out for details, where we will tell you everything what you need to do for preparing for these entrance exams. You should also follow a few good reference books for the preparation process, and after completing the syllabus of reference books, You also have to try solving mock test papers to check whether your preparation is touching the optimum mark or not. And at last, try to solve as many as PhD entrance exams of previous years, as it will give you a clear idea about the difficulty level and how many times you should allot to the particular type of questions. So, how to get admission in a good PhD biotechnology college? There are a few important tips that you must keep in mind if you wish to be a part of a really good institution. You should have a very good GPA or a very good percentage in your post-graduation. This will definitely help you in the preparation of your upcoming entrance exams. Be well prepared for the entrance test. Try to attempt at least 70 to 80% of questions correctly to be able to qualify the exam. And one more thing, this marks, even though it may not be the deciding criteria for your PhD admission, but it definitely gives a good impression on the interviewers, along with the score that you get in your entrance examination. If your university conducts an interview, then be prepared with the questions that you might face during the interview. So sometimes the university you're applying for, apart from the CSIR NET qualification, they will also conduct they may also conduct some interviews of their own, where they will test for your research capabilities. So be prepared with the most common type of questions. Go through what kind of research is going around in that university. Know about the studies and techniques involved, which will help you clear that interview. Make sure that your application form does not have any mistakes when you are applying. Okay, so otherwise your application may get rejected during document verification. Last is keep an eye on the official website of the university for regular updates regarding some admission process or entrance examination, interview dates. So these are something which you need to be having some alert notifications on, or you have to check it manually. If you are enrolled and subscribed to Biotechnica Times, you will be getting newsletter which generally will post you about all these types of notifications for exams or jobs or for PhD admissions. Okay, so do subscribe to it if you haven't yet. Now next, education requirements. Minimum, as I mentioned, 50 to 55% or 6.75 CGPA on a 10-point scale mark should be scored in biotech or other relevant field at the post-graduation level. And you should also qualify the entrance examinations which are conducted by the colleges. This should be good enough to get you a PhD in India. Okay. So yes, you have the application process, entrance examinations, online choice, filling, document verification, and last will be the enrollment part, where you finally submit all the documents required and you start your research work. Next point is PhD in USA for Indian students. Yes, PhD programs in the USA for Indian students, particularly at top tier colleges, provide high quality research and as a result better employment opportunities. USA is leading country that has advanced itself in practicing biotechnology. Why more and more students prefer PhD in USA is because of the quality of education students get there. There are many universities in USA for PhD in biotechnology that accept applications from international students. The cost, however, is frequently what keeps individuals from applying for a fellowship at their preferred universities in the USA, but then there are some ways in which you can overcome that as well. It is widely regarded across the world as a prominent doctorate degree that demonstrates the applicant's research and academic competence. Admission to PhD schools in the USA, on the other hand, can be highly tough. Indian students must fill all of the qualifying conditions established by the university's admissions committee. Tuition exemptions are offered to the majority of Indian students pursuing a PhD in USA, and a stipend is provided during the duration of the course. Why PhD in USA is a good option for Indian students? In their respective work areas, PhD applicants are regarded as the most preferred candidates. Many PhD programs emphasize the development of additional skills such as time management, decision making, and problem solving, all of which may aid in the development of your personality. At present, there are more than 190 top universities in the USA in biotechnology that provide more than 300 courses including PhD. From certificate programs to PhD programs, these universities offer a variety of degrees. Among the prominent fields at biotechnology universities in the USA are bioinformatics and biotechnology management, both of which are offered by universities there. According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, earning a higher education from one of the biotechnology colleges in USA would open up approximately 87,600 career prospects in your very near future. Students can pursue fully funded PhD programs in biotechnology in USA that cover the cost of the study and stay. Some more reasons to pursue PhD in USA in biotechnology is that in USA more than 60% of biotechnology experts have a yearly salary of around 90,000 US dollars. So that is that much of in the Indian currency. Students are also offered with fully funded PhD programs in biotechnology in the form of grants by universities. People from all over the globe are subjected to great exposure in US. Because PhD students in the US are unlikely to get enough time to work part-time, institutions provide them with a minimum stipend to help in funding their studies. Let's have a check at the educational requirements. Students need to provide the passing certificate of Masters in Biotech and other relevant degree. A strong recommendation is to have an excellent academic record for both your undergrad and graduate degree. So this is a strong point for admission into PhD in the US. You have to check in for the requirements for PhD in US. There are some specific ones. First is academic transcripts. They are needed for your application. So ensure you understand how to obtain them from the institution and send them in as soon as possible. Because your applications will be mailed internationally, you should allow adequate time for them to arrive. Next is GRE scores. They are often needed for admission to PhD schools in the US. Therefore, taking up the GRE before applying will be a brilliant idea. Some other English proficiency exams are also there, like TOEFL and IELTS. These exams are renowned English proficiency exams required for undergrad and postgrad admissions. Though TOEFL is slightly more accepted in the US and IELTS is accepted throughout the world. For most of the candidates aspiring to study abroad, target Harvard, Yale, Stanford or Columbia. All these academic institutions have a mandatory requirement for a good TOEFL score for US universities. So 600 on the paper-based exam or 95 to 100 on the internet-based test. And if you are going for IELTS, it should be 7 above. The score should be 7 and above. Some more requirements are statement of purpose. What is SOP? It's a statement of your academic skills, awards you have earned for different extracurricular or educational activities, and most significantly, the research you have done and the topics you're interested in. Next point is LOR, that is letter of recommendation. It is the most significant criteria for admittance reduction or acceptance. Take LORs from instructors with whom you have done research before, ideally for about half a year. Who should you ask for recommendation letter? Former instructors, they are a valuable source. Remember to consult with someone who can assess your preparedness to pursue doctorate studies. Then grade point average, that is GPA. It's a number that indicates how high you scored in your courses on average. Each grade is assigned a point value from 0 to 4. So you will have a GPA, let's say at least 3.5 on a scale of 4, which is required for admission. So it means that you should at least have 85 to 90% of marks scored in your undergrad or postgrad. Another is standardized exam scores. So you may be asked to give US entrance exam scores such as SAT, SET for the PhD course. These scores are rarely sought, but if you have already taken the test, then you can just keep them in the file. As I was talking about academic transcript, what is it? It's a university document which gives a complete breakdown of each individual module or subject you studied for your degree and the grade or mark that you were awarded for each module. This academic transcript will also give the level or credit value to each module and how it contributes to the final degree grade that you have achieved. It will contain details, your full name, university or institution, full title, level of your degree class you were awarded, list of all the course, modules, units you undertook, and also the marks you were awarded for each of this. When I was talking about the GRE, it's the Graduate Record Examination. So such as for you have to go for PhD or an MS at an international college or university, this will be required as part of your PhD program. Now here, this prestigious entrance examination for higher studies, they have three main sections to score for. One is analytical writing. So here the score scale is 0 to 6 with half point increments. During the two 30-minute essays, you will analyze an argument and an issue. This section assesses your critical thinking skills and not your general knowledge on the essay topic. Then verbal reasoning. So this score scale is 130 to 170 with 1 point increment. The questions in this section measure your ability to comprehend and critical analyze different things of kinds of information. Quantitative reasoning, that also has a scale of score scale 130 to 170. You will need to demonstrate your problem solving skills, interpreting and analyzing data in a variety of forms. This section will test your knowledge of mathematical subjects including algebra and geometry. So most universities set the score requirement based on the program, and individual scores matter more than the overall total. For example, if you are looking to do a PhD in mathematical model or analytics, you will need to have a higher quantitative score. And a PhD in sociology, it will require a higher verbal score. The mean GRE score lies between 302 to 310. However, since PhD fundamentally takes the academic route, minimum GRE score for PhD in USA is slightly higher than the average. Okay, so try to score in the high 150s. So the range is that try to score at least 150s for each section. So average quant 150, good is this, great is 160 plus. Okay. As a general guideline, a 75th percentile is considered a minimum score in GRE for admission in USA, while a 90th percentile is considered excellent and could allow candidates access to a university they choose. Hence, keep the target score above 318, which is regarded as a good GRE score. So some institutes might have some other requirements as well. Some might look for TOEFL GRE and other score, but in most cases they may not be of any use. Like they would be judging you by what papers you have published, what research attitude you have, your statement of purpose or motivational letter, then your level of skills. So they will check on the techniques and the skill set master level what you have, and a task. Your research ideas will also be important, and also the academic score. Okay, so if it is not a decisive factor although, but then that also definitely contributes. They might also look for your extracurricular interest. You just say that you have to sell yourself. You would have to pinpoint each of your trait which is expressed in a creative way, which might help them in their ongoing research. Now, how to apply for PhD in the USA? So if you're thinking about pursuing the PhD in USA, start by determining which programs best meet your requirements. They may not necessarily be those which are offered by the largest or most renowned universities. So you can customize your materials and put up the finest potential application packages once you know what those programs are. So first is make a list of your research interests. Look for programs that meet your requirements. Look for ways to finance the studies, what scholarship you can get. Obtain the necessary degrees. Take up the GRE. Take up the TOEFL or IELTS, minimum requirement I have mentioned. Acquire the LORs, letter of requirement. Prepare your statement of purpose. This is a very important thing. Fulfill online application components and submit your online application components, whatever that SOP, official transcript, writing samples, whatever it is. Okay. So first thing is that you have to look up for the university which is offering the desired course. You have to check for the admission requirements, determine which exam you have to take, which document you must submit. Okay. Then fill out the application forms. You can avail the application, admission application online, and ensure that you submit everything by application deadline. Check the website to see how far your application has progressed. They have sources to make the student see all this. If a student meets all the prerequisites, the university invites the student to take up entrance tests or interviews. And the cutoff or the entrance test is determined by college administration only. If an applicant performs well and meets the cutoff, the next step would be processed. And once chosen, you start preparing your budget and start applying for student visa, get your passports ready, and that's it. You will be able to follow your dream course in your dream institution. I hope this process was clear for all of you. Thank you, everyone.